Headphones are cool, and even though I am an IEM channel, I actually started off with headphones. Specifically, these. These are the Samsung SR850s, and they were my first audio investment, and I love them, and I still love them. However, I realized after a couple of months of searching that unless I spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a good pair of headphones, I'm not gonna get a good pair of headphones in the budget segment. That is until I discovered the topic of today's video. The Sivga SV021, also known as the Sivga Robin, the $150 fancy pants headphones. But does it sound good? We'll find out in today's video of Obi Reviews Audio. Now, the SV021, or the Sivga Robin, which I'm just going to call it the Robin from now on, is a closed back headphone from Sivga, a professional hi-fi brand that is quite popular in the headphone scene for releasing the likes of the Sivga Phoenix, the Sivga Robin that we talked about here, and I believe for IEMs also the Sivga Nightingale, and it's a surprisingly well received planar IEM that a lot of people are talking about, and especially nowadays that the release of the Sivga Que or Q I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyways, Sivga has been in the game for quite a while, and the Robin was one of their prime time releases back in the day, back in 2021 when this was released, as it was one of their more famous headphones, and it was flexed as one of the most comfortable headphones that you can find. But is it really? And how does it sound? Let's start with the unboxing experience. The unboxing experience of the Sivga SV021 is one that I can thoroughly appreciate. You get a rather large box with Robin's illustration on one side and Chinese characters along with other text on the other. You get a cloth carrying pouch, some paperwork, the headphones themselves, and a 2.5mm to 3.5mm cable. The build and fit of the Sivga Robin is astounding for the price. You get what is essentially a very expensive looking headphone for not a very expensive price. You get either the choice of a dark rosewood or the vibrant zebra wood for the closed back housing, which I got the dark rosewood because it looks dope with the metal connector that connects the drivers to the headband. The padding on both the headband and the earpads are some of the most comfortable that I've worn in any headphone, and my head feels like they were in the clouds anytime I wore the SV021. It also has a detachable cable, so you can choose to replace the stock cable with a fancier cable to your choosing. Inside features the 50mm dynamic driver with an impedance of 32 ohms and a sensitivity of 105 decibels. And low impedance and high sensitivity is good because you can run this off of really lower power devices, something like my Hibi R3 Gen 2, or more powerful stuff like my stack of the Duke U3 and the Neo Hippo DC10. But speaking of sound, I'm genuinely surprised how unique sounding the SV021 is. First and foremost, it has a V-shaped sound signature, a very traditional looking V-shaped sound signature with very big bass that goes into the mid-range, which is, some people call it bloat, I call it fun. It has a very forward upper mid-range presentation and a very sparkly and surprisingly well detailed treble presentation overall, and I thought that this is a very fun, very engaging, and very dynamic sounding headphone through whatever genre I listened to on this thing, and I absolutely adored it when listening to a lot of pop hits, a lot of like jazzy stuff, even like heavier like metal and rock stuff was really enjoyable here, but it's really the pop that really sparkles here, something like Chaperone or Charlie XCX in both of their albums, the Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, as well as the Brat album. It sounds amazing on the Sivga SV021. The bass is just punchy, it's so engaging. The mids, albeit a little scoop, it gives that sense of wideness and openness, and the treble just sounds so sparkly and detailed and just so crisp all throughout. I will say though that this is not the most technical headphone that I've ever heard. I mean, $150. The standards are still pretty low in terms of technical ability in the headphone market, but it's decently technical enough that I don't really have much to complain about in terms of being able to distinguish left and right, their instruments from each other, and vocal positioning. I really think that it is perfectly capable of doing that. But, you know, in my experience, for a lot of audio devices in this price range, you kind of expect a lot more technically capable sound. But since these are headphones, and, you know, again, the demand and the supply for these kinds of headphones in this price range isn't that high yet, expect that it is just decently technical. But what makes the SV021 just special? Well, first and foremost, I want to compare this to the Audio-Technica AVA500. Now, this is a headphone that is personally close to my heart because, as I mentioned earlier, I started with the SR850, and the AVA500 is basically the upgraded and the improved version of the SR850. Now, first, for the AVA is plastic, as you might expect for a $70-ish headphone. It is also open back, which means that, fundamentally speaking, form factor wise, it is a wider sounding headphone than the SV021 or the Robin. It also feels a little cheap compared to the Robin. Okay, you know what? A little cheap is an understatement. It feels considerably cheaper compared to the Robin's more premium wood and metal combination that honestly is one of the things that sets the SV021 or the Robin apart from a lot of the headphones in this market, because of that very fancy wood, either zebra or ebony wood. Yeah, that's right, ebony wood. Either of those wood materials, you get some of the most comfortable pads. And this is also a problem that I had with the AVA. The AVA was just a little bit too clampy in the ear, and it caused me to unclamp it or remove it after just like a couple of hours of listening. While the Sivga Robin, I can listen to it the entire day and have zero problems whatsoever. And at the same time, the overall form factor of the SV021 or the Robin is different because it's closed back compared to the AVA, which is an open back. And arguably the biggest thing, detachable cable. Yes, the AVA is kind of like a studio headphone where it's like a fixed cable, very thick, very long cable, while the AV or the Sivga Robin is more of the casual and the audiophile listening experience with a detachable cable that you can replace with, let's say, a balanced termination and enjoy even more power, cleaner, and just an overall more immersive listening experience. And that's what I'm planning to do in the near future with this Robin. Now, comparing the two in terms of sound, the AVA is expectedly wider. You know, again, open back, it just has more leeway around the air to push out into your ear, and that's just fundamentally just the form factor just being wider. However, the AVA is also more of a neutral bright tuning, which also means that the bass is a little bit lacking. This is because of the dynamic driver and open back nature once again, which is compared to the Robin. The Robin just sounds more fun, it just sounds more engaging, it just sounds considerably better for a lot of pop genres that needs a lot of bass and that envelops around your ear. And that is where the Robin excels at. Now, where the AVA excels at is more jazzy, more composed, more vocal-centric genres that emphasizes more on the vocals or instruments rather than like the deep, engaging, and fun sound that, once again, the Robin is aiming to present properly. And again, the Robin isn't as open or as natural, but it is genuinely more versatile for more genres. Now, to finally conclude, the Robin combines great build, solid comfort, and a surprisingly versatile sound on just $150. Honestly speaking, there's not a lot of headphones that you can find here with that kind of quality, as you'd often have to compromise on one of the other, like having not that good of a build, the sound not being as fun or as versatile, or, you know, none of the above, since headphones nowadays in that price range isn't very, you know, not a lot of headphones in this price range can do that kind of sound or that kind of features. But the Robin is capable of doing that. Now, once again, this is a very fun and casual oriented type of headphone. This is not your audiophile headphone, in my opinion. Audiophile headphones, you're more leaning towards something like the previously mentioned AVA 500, or if you want to go higher in the price, the Sennheiser 560S. However, what those two don't have in common with the Robin is just the combination of a very solid listening experience, from the unboxing to the fit to the aesthetics to the sound itself. This is just a really comfortable, perfectly casual headphone that is just going to make you enjoy music as it's supposed to. And that's honestly where the Sivga Robin excels at. And if you're looking for something like that, then the Robin is a fantastic buy, and I highly recommend it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my review on the Sivga Robin. If you like this video, consider giving me a like. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe, check out my socials, check out Audio Notions, join the Discord, and until then, obodio out.